This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everybody. Quick sound check. Can everyone hear me loud and clear? All right, happy Friday. Today is Friday, September 21st. As always, everything we're going to be going over today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so interesting pre-market so far. Not really a ton going on, but some really interesting prints that we've seen so far. So first thing that, pretty much everything everybody's looking at is MU. So MU had earnings yesterday. Don't care what happened. Don't care about their call. I don't have anything long term. Just looking at the prints coming in this morning. So first thing we have is it's kind of an interesting story. So we have selling prints at 44, right at 823. I don't know if it's going to let me go back, but okay. Yep, here we go. All right, so coming back at 44, we can see we have those selling prints there. And one of the interesting things, here's the 823 prints at 44. But very interesting coming in, you can see all these below the bid prints that came in a pretty big range that's all out of sequence. From 43.29, give or take, to 43.55, right in that area. So we have no idea what those actual prints are doing, but we definitely want to pay attention within that range. But then we had a bunch of selling prints coming in at 44. Then at 44.50, we had buying prints that came in. If we can go back to those. Little bit lower. Okay, right here. Coming in, we had buying prints at 44.50, and then coming up to that 45 level, we did not make it. So overall, what it's showing us is that we do need to pull back underneath that 44 level. We can see there's a whole bunch of selling coming in underneath 45, and then overall it's looking like it wants to come back over that 44.50 point. But before that happens, we're going to have to make at least 50 cents towards that downside from that selling at 44. So take a look at 43.50 for that pullback, and then we'll kind of basically take it from there, because afterwards we definitely need to see this thing come back up above that 44.50 point. So it's a kind of a mixed story that we see coming in, but it doesn't contradict itself. I mean, it's showing us exactly what it's looking to do. We know we're going to have a lot of volume, throughout the day. I mean, it's definitely looking like it's going to be over average volume. We're already starting off with almost 3.4 million shares. So yes, 45 is a huge psychological number as well. So even coming up to that point, I mean, it's a perfect situation. A trigger down from underneath that 45, to bring us back down underneath 44, 43.50, and then coming back up towards that 45 is going to it's going to be a hard number to be able to break. Next one looking at is NBEV. So a great move coming into this morning, but that move was really based off of nothing. So if we look at the actual volume itself, as we were coming back up, not really too much until we got towards the top where we were right around that 100,000 share marker. And I don't know if this is going to let me go back, and it's not going to. But there's another one that has a lot of below the bid prints that came in. It just odd out of sequence prints. And if I could go back over here, excuse me, it was above the ass. So you're talking about from 1025 to the lowest of 920. It looks like 927 is the lowest, and I can't show it. It's on another screen because for some reason it's just not popping up on this one. But a lot of prints that came out of sequence that just don't really make it. It's showing us between that 9 level and that 10 level, there's a huge amount of shares that came into it, just not really showing us that much. So we're going to really be waiting for some type of, clear show of hand. We could see, there's a print at 850. There's some selling a little bit below it, coming in at 860, 850, 850. So it hasn't really shown anything clear yet, but once again, that level from in between 9 and 10, there is a ton of prints that came back in. That's not really showing us which direction it's looking to go yet. So we're pulling back based off the fact that it really kind of jumped up on absolutely nothing. And on its way down, yes, we have selling, but remember, the most important thing on a stock like this is going to be the new buying. As long as we get new buying that's going to come back into this, we're going to expect it to, try to push back up to that 10 level. Based off the amount of buying that we have in the stock, this is not enough to just bring it down and kill it. You can see, overall 150,000 shares is not going to just kill this stock. So we're on a downtrend right now. We just need a better show of hand. I'm going to be looking for some type of buying, especially coming down to this 8 level from yesterday. We know that it got a nice push. It was acting as a pretty big resistance point as we came closer to the end of the market. And then, jumped back up. But once again, jumped back up on not really much. So we're going to need to see a little bit more in this to show us that it's going to have any chance of being able to get back up to that 10 and be able to break past that 10. Next one, AMD. So AMD yesterday, we know, okay, the story within AMD is that it has to break above 32, and that came from the pre-market yesterday. So we had a huge amount of ask prints that came in at that 32 level that tells us that the stock needs to come back up. Okay, the story told us it should have happened yesterday. So the fact that it didn't happen yesterday, I am 100, well, there's no such thing as 100% in the market, but I am expecting it to pull back up above there. Now, if we get, huge prints at 3150, is it going to prolong it a little bit? Yeah, it is. So we need to see what's going to come back at that 3150, but I'm certainly expecting this thing to be able to break past that 32 level based off of the prints that we had in the pre-market, and not the prints we had in the pre-market yesterday showed us, yeah, it should have happened yesterday. So the fact that it didn't, I'm anticipating the story continuing coming into today. All right, so right now 3150 is going to tell us whether or not we need to pull back first and then break up, or those. Overall, I'm expecting above 32. It's just a matter of what's going to happen at that 3150, and obviously we'll continue to call it out. Cron, C-R-O-N, another one that is the story that happened yesterday should have the prints that happened yesterday in the pre-market. The story should have happened yesterday, and it didn't. We had some lower volume trading. It just kind of got stuck in that consolidation. You can see right here, nice show of hand at 13. It's got even more selling, so we're going to expect this thing to pull up. I'm expecting that move down underneath 13. Remember, we have huge selling at 12. So I'm expecting that move to come to today. The only other thing to think about is that a lot of times Cron has been kind of just messing around during the day, and then we get like that one big move coming later into the afternoon. So just keep that in mind as we're looking. But overall, it's confirming over and over again that we need to break back down underneath that 12 level based off all the prints that we have there, and then we just got some more new selling at that 13. And then TLRY, you know what? This is going to be on my list. If it keeps having ranges, yesterday, $86 the thing moved. If it keeps having a range like this, you know what? It's going to be on my list every single day. Make sure you go out there and try to get shares because, there's certainly a lot more room to the downside. 300, we're down $150 already. But once again, in order for me to trade this stock, I need to see a complete clear show of hand. I want 4 to 5 prints on the bid, 4 to 5 prints on the ask. I don't care which way it goes, up or down, it doesn't matter to me. But I need to see a clear show of hand in this thing. And the range is just unbelievable within here. So for instance, we're coming down to 145 right now, or 146. See, 147, I'm not trading this off of one print at 147. I need to see something along the lines of let's see. Something like this. Okay, I don't need this many prints, but something like this, all over 1,000 shares if I'm really going to be able to go, if I'm going to go out there and put my money into this thing. Because remember, 1 second, if you're off by 1 second or you're wrong with the direction that you're looking to go, this thing will jump $20 on you. It will drop $20 on you. So we need a very clear show of hand in order for us to go out there and trade it. And then other than that, I don't really see too much else out there. GTXI took a huge haircut, but I don't see anything there that I really have any type of interest in trading. I mean, it's moving up a little bit, which, it's just not a stock that I'm going to be focusing on coming into the morning. And there's just not much volume in pretty much anything else out there. So overall, Cron with that selling at that 13, and then MU having to pull back under 44, and also AMD having to break over 32. Those are my 3 favorite things. Netflix, see, I don't really watch Netflix too much because it's not 90% of the time it's not really a day trade. It's trading 21,000 shares right now during the pre-market. I have no interest in it. Overall, yeah, it had some beautiful prints that came in yesterday in the aftermarket. So pay attention to 365.36 and see, you need some type of information around that level that's going to tell you what those prints are going to end up being. As of right now, I don't see anything. VKTX. Looking at 1.1 million shares, which is really good. Volume overall is great. The only thing with this thing is it's going to be a little bit hard because of the fact that it's just going to be very mixed. You can see 1850 bid, 1850 ask. The gap, I mean, is all the way down here. I mean, that's a pretty big gap coming back down to 1050. Yeah, we'll put it on our list. We'll see what happens as we come as we come into the market, it's just, I was looking at it before and just everything about it is completely mixed. It doesn't really give. So basically in a stock like this, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find something that's just completely, it shows definitively this has to happen. We're going to need, 20, 30 ask or bid prints that tell us that this has to happen. You don't watch Netflix? I heard a new season of Ozark. Oh no, I watch Netflix all the time. I'm just talking about the stock itself. I don't. PayPal went up a bit after the market. Well, PayPal, it's just a matter of time with PayPal. I mean, we know the prints, we know where it is, we know what we have there. It's over 90 right now. Nothing too special. I mean, 596,000 shares that came in at 90.60. So that's great. We know where it's going. It's just a matter of it having to get there. I mean, this pattern over here on the daily chart, it's kind of in a weird consolidation. The pattern itself doesn't mean anything to me whatsoever. I know it's got to break up of that 93 point pretty significantly. SQ, I haven't been able to watch. We just finished our round of classes, so today I'm going to be getting all my stories back in line, based off of what we see going back into there. But I have no idea. I haven't been watching it, but it's another one that needs to go close to to 100, somewhere in that level. IG, we'll do NIO first. NIO, it's just kind of sitting in a consolidation. I was looking at it before. I mean, it's definitely going to make, give you some money. It's another one that has some weird above the ask prints that came in early this morning, but there's nothing really there that I'm too excited about. I don't have any real show of hand or anything like that. I know there's buying up at 13. I know there's buying up at 12.50. I know there's buying up at 13.50. So overall, we're still going to expect this thing to come back up. It's just a matter of time. And right now during the pre-market, we just have better things to look at. And then IGC, Ryan, I was looking at it before. Actually, it looks a lot better. It just got that volume. Before, it looked like it was just pretty much following NBEV. And then it came right back down. But you know what? See, the thing is that looking at it, definitely got some good buying. We'll put it on our side list. I don't see anything that shows me, definitively what has to happen. We have some better show of hands that are out there that are giving us a lot, a better read of exactly what's going to happen once the market opens. And this one right here, I just haven't seen it. It's got good buying, don't get me wrong. I mean, especially with this volume coming in and as it pushing towards that 275, I just need to see a little bit more. Last time I traded it, it's not fun. Yeah, it's just, I'm just not sold, to be completely honest. It's got room. Coming to that 275 is going to tell us a lot because we have that double top that's right there. With the prints coming up to, like I said, we have good buying. I mean, overall, definitely good buying. But if we come back down to this 250 level, you can see it's just not really anything too special. I mean, we have 3 prints there. I would have liked to see something, way more definitive that told us this had. Remember, all I'm about, just because the stock moves does not mean that I know exactly what's going to happen with it. I like to see things that are definitive. I like a show of hand that tells me this has to happen. That's what I look for my trade. So is there going to be money to make in the IGC? It looks like it, but there's just nothing definitive that I can see yet during this pre-market that shows me, that I should pay attention to it rather than our AMD or a Cron or an MU. Watch list, I'll post it in the Veteran Traders channel. All right, guys, anything else out there that I missed? I assume just watch. I haven't watched Goldman Sachs. I have no idea. There's certainly money to make on the stock. The stock moves $3.44 each day, but I have no idea. I don't watch Goldman Sachs pretty much ever. Overall, the volume's a little bit low as a day trade. It's a little bit iffy, so I haven't really. I don't really watch it pretty much ever. All right, guys, so I will be in the chat all day today. I'm looking forward to getting back my stories to be, is the biggest thing because I haven't been able to really watch, as of in classes, I can only focus on one stock. So I will be back to putting calls out there and everything that I see. I will make sure I let you know. All right, guys, so let's get ready for the morning and happy trading.